are here with me, Karen Mc Dermott, for the live launch of Mental Wealth, a book compiled by my lovely sister, Emma Weaver, who you're going to get to meet now in a minute. And Emma's going to be also showcasing some of the amazing guests that she has in this book. But I'm not going to babble on. I'm going to bring her up for a chat. You may know us from our babbles and other networks. But here she comes. Emma, come join me.
Hi, how are you?
Can we celebrate?
Yay!
I know it's celebrating time with me. It's almost 2 p.m. in Australia, but in Ireland it's like, is it even 7 a.m. yet?
It's not even 7 a.m., but that's okay. It's all good. We're still celebrating.
Huge congratulations on the physical launch of your book that had such a high vibration online. We could feel it over here at the other side of the world. But what does it mean to you bringing this signature book to the world, Mental Wealth?
And thank you, sis. And you're right, this is like the signature book that I would have always spoke about, and to try and create the impact and to I suppose speak to people about mental wealth and its association with mental health, and really try to get people to think about it in a different way and about how we're approaching our wellness and well-being. So mental wealth has definitely been that book where, yeah, I truly believe it will make a difference. It is making a difference already, and like people are picking up the book for themselves and then realizing, oh gosh, I have a friend or someone else that could really do with this book, and gifting the gift of mental wealth knowledge to other people, which is absolutely amazing.
And one of the things we discussed when you were pulling together this book, this is really important that we share with everyone, that we intentionally kept the book small so that it is more accessible for people who aren't avid readers. Like Emma is so amazing at condensing information and regurgitating it so that people can just read. It's such a really easy read so that it can be applied easily to your life. Can you talk to that?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. The idea around the book is that people can pick it up and take what they need from it in that moment and set it aside and understand. So it's a beautiful blend of my knowledge that I have acquired over the years and wisdom and learning myself. So the chapters are split so that you can just lift it up and take what you need, and then the people that contributed to it then are coming in with their stories and their learnings and understandings from different things. So then people are able to take what they need from that life experience of other people. So you're right, it's a beautiful blend. And the idea is that you can really take it anywhere.
It's a fine line between mental health, and mental wealth. And whenever I know from my own experiences, I've been through a dark period in my life, and only that I had the knowledge, I didn't fear it. It can be a time it can be a time that you can fear because you don't understand what's going on. So when you equip yourself with knowledge, it's like a superpower when it comes to if you do ever fall below the line, you're able to equip yourself with and get yourself back on track again without going into fear, because fear can really accelerate it, can't it?
Oh, 100%. And whenever, even throughout the last 3 years, we're having conversation around mental wealth. And when I'm out talking about it or doing workshops, I try to explain to it, think of it as your bank. So when people seem to, a lot of the times what happens is we are reacting to an issue. So you become unwell or you feel unwell or low mood or anxiety, whatever it is, something happens in your life. And we seem to be always reacting. So we appear to be fixing our mental health all the time. Whereas I truly believe if we invest in our mental wealth, then we have the strategies and tools already implemented somewhere that allows us maybe not to be hit as hard and to be able to respond as opposed to react. So mental wealth is where you are doing your daily things that that keep you well, that build your well-being. Whatever it is that you're doing consistently, it's nearly like you're depositing it into your bank. So you're building your mental wealth all the time. So every time you do a breath work or a meditation or a gratitude journal or yoga or you go for a walk, when you're consistently doing that, you're building your mental wealth all the time. So should there come a time, and we all are faced with issues in our lives, whether it's personally, professionally, at work, whatever it is, or sometimes we hit that wall, whatever it
Mm.
is, and we are able then to take out from our bank what we need. We can then withdraw from our mental wealth bank. So all the resources and resilience and strategies that we have built from consistently achieving mental wealth, we're then able to draw from that, and that's what can help us get through those times and respond as opposed to react, and just lead that better life that we're all, that we all deserve.
Oh, it's like this is like such an important conversation. It really and truly is. Now I'm thinking back to sis, and I'm going to get a bit personal here. Whenever there was 17-year-old Emma who decided she was going to college to learn about this, and you had a vision, like, and we were like, what? You're going to learn what? And you're going to help what? And mental health at that time had such a taboo. It was
Yeah.
such a taboo topic. You didn't talk about it. You hid from it. People who had mental health problems were, they were shunned and hidden and or medicated. And you were in mental health for 22 years of your life, of your career. And then you felt a passion and a purpose to get into the mental wealth space, because that was so needed in creating the conversation about how we move forward and how we take away the taboo from mental health, talk about it, and help people to have the skills that they can do life, because challenges happen and we all have different ability to approach these challenges. But if you've got your mental wealth bank in, and you're depositing in it quite regularly, then that means that you are a stronger person to deal with the challenges when they come. Yes.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And it's definitely when you work, and I'm laughing, like I remember when I said
Yeah.
I'm going to learn all about psychology and well-being and all those things. Everybody was like, what? And bearing in mind, I had a very small child at that time as
Yes.
well. But when they do say find your purpose and do it passionately, and that's what I done. I knew I could feel that that's where I would be able to create an impact, and it's what made sense to me as well. So being able to transfer it and coming in as mental health, as I said, and I've worked in it and seen in so many different areas throughout over 2 decades to really try and transform it and move forward with it into a mental wealth space, so that it doesn't have to be the same all the time. And we really do need to consider looking at people as individuals and working out what is going to work for them as well. And that's how we go forward. Like when I'm out in a building site, Karen, I remember a girl saying to me, we absolutely adore your straight talking and solution focused.
Yeah.
And that seems to be really what's captivating in terms of, yes, okay, I'm showing up and I'm talking about these things, but that's where the conversations are being had. That's where the impact is, and the ripple effect of that is huge.
It is huge. It is huge. And for me, watching you on this journey, you have never lost the passion
Yeah.
for making a difference in this space, and especially in like people who are watching from across the world. Northern Ireland, like we were going through all the things over those decades. So I just want to commend you on that, as your sister who's watched the journey, and how you've just been steadfast. And I know you'll be another 23 years and beyond, and make all different, write many more books. But for me, it's just an honor to join you on this journey and to watch it. So you have brought in some amazing people, 6 people to
Yes.
be exact, who are coming in and really adding value to your book as well. And we've got 2 of the guests here today, so we're going to bring them up and we're going to let them speak about their chapters.
Yes.
Emma, I want you to introduce them, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go, Sharon and Jerry.
Hi. Hi,
Welcome,
ladies.
ladies.
Hi, ladies. Great to be here.
Oh, it's so good that you're able to join us. I know it's early in the morning, but delighted to have you here and celebrating online with us the launch of Mental Wealth, which we so successfully launched in person on Tuesday night as well, and it was just amazing. So I just want to introduce you both. So here we have Sharon McNulty, a professional home and business organizer and the founder of Joyful Spaces. So lovely to have you here, Sharon. And Geraldine McGrath. And Geraldine, you are the founder of the I Am Unstoppable movement, I'm going to call it today, because
Yes.
it's definitely moving forward. And the Radiate Realness podcast as well, and so many other things. So we're just so grateful that the
Great
two
to
of you
hear.
joined us today.
Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be with you both, and Sharon too. And it's lovely to be up at this time of the morning and on live and ready to go for Friday. So it's incredible.
Best way to start the day, just get
Oh,
into the energy, honestly.
absolutely. Sharon, can I
I
invite
was
you?
so
Sorry,
I
Sharon,
was
can
going
I
to say
invite
thank
you?
you so much for inviting us to contribute to the book, because I think it's such an important story to tell, and it will have huge impact. The book's amazing, and it will have huge impact on those that need it.
Beautiful.
Oh, absolutely, Sharon. You're more than welcome. And your chapter, I adore your chapter, because from a personal perspective as well, and we often talk about this after we had a conversation and worked a little bit together, I was then able to write my first book, The Blue Line Under My Stairs, after doing a huge declutter. The story is absolutely amazing. But would you like to tell us a little bit about your chapter and the importance of the physical declutter for your mental health and declutter?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I would indeed. In fact, it has huge importance. If you think of everything that we own is energy, and it has energy surrounding it. So we have emotions attached to all our belongings. We either love it or we don't like it. We feel guilty we have it. We don't know what to do with it whenever we don't like it, but we feel guilty. So all of this is having an effect on our well-being. And a lot of the clients that I speak to are overwhelmed. They just don't know where to start. And because they are so overwhelmed, there's an inertia there. They don't start, or they have started organizing and tidying, but it's such a momentous job in their minds that they've stopped midway. And so that's where I come in. So what we do is we organize in a different way completely. We organize in a structured way, we streamline it, and we only have what we absolutely love or need. Now, that's so important, because whenever we do that, we're surrounding ourselves with beautiful things, and that raises our vibrations. So, and we let our things go with thanks, which is quite strange conception, really, but that's actually very powerful, because there's no guilt attached to letting things go that we don't need anymore. But that's whenever I started this process, I didn't understand the importance of having things that we absolutely love around us. But the more I've gone in and worked with clients, the more I realize this isn't about the stuff, it's about the effect that the stuff has on our minds. And whenever we have a plan moving forward and we're putting one foot in front of the other, and that's all you need to do, we really feel hope. We know that we're doing well. And can I tell you too, Emma, I had a conversation with a beautiful client of mine last night, just about this. Actually, this was the first time I'd interviewed her, and she had explained that she was in deep depression. She just couldn't. She absolutely couldn't see any way forward. She had a large house and just spent her whole time organizing it, but it had got to the stage where, and she used to have a beautifully organized house. She felt a failure. She felt she wasn't any good. She didn't know how to move forward, and so things started to spiral. And she says just taking that first step was enough for her, absolutely. And now she's it just transformed her.
Yeah.
I could listen to you all day, Sharon. You're so calming, and I love how you prioritize joy, because whenever we prioritize joy, we live at a higher vibration, don't we? And that
Totally.
helps with our mental health.
Oh, so
Yeah.
true, so true. Yeah.
It's all beautifully associated, and that's why it was so important for your contribution in the book Mental Wealth, Sharon, so that people understand all these different things that we can do, again bringing joy into our environments, our life, because people assume it's one thing, but it's everything, as well as decluttering, and it's all of those things together. And that's why I think people will lift the book and take what they need and
Yeah.
know all the different things to write it.
Yeah, I would love that, Emma. I would absolutely love if it made a difference to one person's life. To me, that's a success. That is absolutely
Sure,
beautiful.
we're getting lots of messages here saying I agree. What a beautiful calming voice. Yes, she is a calming. You're going to have to do meditations or something, Sharon.
I've heard that before. I couldn't go to sleep. Whenever people come in my workshops, you can just see the eyes starting to close.
It's not that you're boring, you're just calming.
Thank you so much.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Sharon. Geraldine, thank you for jumping on. I know it's probably not early for you. You're up early in the mornings anyway, but it's great to have you here with us this morning.
Oh, Emma, do you know what? It's an absolute privilege to be with yourself and Karen and Sharon this morning, and a privilege, Emma, to be in Mental Wealth. And for those that don't know me, my name's Geraldine McGraw. I'm the creator and founder of I'm Unstoppable. And I'm Unstoppable is really about creating a movement throughout our world for the mass of people to create more freedom in their own minds. And this all really rooted from that when I was 2 years old, there was really two choices for me for about 2 days. And that was I going to live on this earth, or was I going to move on at the age of 2? And I was given another opportunity to be here. And really, I lost my voice at that point. But my voice then became found. And what I soon realized, well, not soon, it was actually at the age of 35, which is almost 7 years ago, yes, that I had been really all my life I'd been using perfectionism as a coping strategy to get by. And when I speak about perfectionism, what I'm sharing with you all is that habits and behaviors were keeping me so stuck and paralyzed within my own head. So somebody listening might relate. It would have been like negative self-talk. It would have been living more in my imagination than my reality, and also procrastination and just overthinking every scenario, and sometimes seeing the worst before I could even see the best. And what I was so grateful for, Emma and Karen, you have been a huge part of this journey, is that the realization that so many people were actually suffering in their own minds. And I'm like, life is too beautiful to really suffer in that silence and not step out and talk about it and make it comfortable, create that platform and make it very, very comfortable. So what I've really, I suppose, focused on over the last number of years is that there's a cycle happening here. And if we don't really start speaking about these areas and empowering each other and helping each other, unfortunately, and this is why I really went and worked in these areas of addictions and suicide prevention. So I'm a tutor for suicide prevention and also qualified in the addiction space, because I believe that if we don't get intervention at these stages and get help, that unfortunately for a lot of people, they go on a road of struggle. And I believe we can really save so many people from that road of struggle. And it was an absolute honor, Karen and Emma, to have you both as part of my TEDx journey. And Karen, you probably remember very well that story was so stuck because there was so much trauma wrapped around it.
But you are amazing, as your story shows that it doesn't have to define you for a lifetime. It can be part of your story. Your adversity can be where you draw your strength from, and you can help so many other people with your story. And in our comments here, Lisa is saying, I absolutely relate with all of this, Geraldine, and I'm going to introduce you both because you need to meet Lisa and chat to her, because you two need to connect. But it's that's the thing, is that it doesn't have to define you. You can move on from it. I had PTSD, but it didn't define me. I drew strength from it, and and decided I was going to live life to its fullest, you know, and it's about that choice, isn't it? That moment when you make a choice to change, and then having the support from
Yeah, I think, do you know what, Karen? That's a really, really such an important point, that support, because honestly, I share so openly over the last 7 years. There has been so many incredible people, including yourselves. I've had therapists, I've had so much intervention, but without that, I wouldn't have been able to step into this magical space that I'm now stepped into to help empower and really, really help the mass of people, because it is a very lonely place when you are stuck in your room thoughts, and it is yourself that's really stopping yourself from moving forward. So once you kind of start to learn that and see that and create some, I call it the raw fuel of self-awareness. I think it's like absolutely everybody, it should be bottled up and shared throughout our world, because it really, really makes such a huge impact. And that's where I had the utmost pleasure. It's actually almost 2 years ago now, where I worked with Karen and Emma for my TEDx talk, and it was, do you have the courage to be imperfectly perfect? And there was weeks to go, and I was like, I just can't do this. I really can't. And it's stuck. My story was so stuck, and this is why it's such a journey from stuck to unstoppable.
Yes, there's a great title for your book, Geraldine. Write that down. You can record. Yeah, it's amazing and very inspiring. And then the strong call to help others, you know, on the journey. And I always talk about, you go inside for the answers and then outside for the support to make it happen. And that's just a true testament to that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I hijacked the conversation.
Yes.
It's all relevant, it's all the same, and that's what we're talking about. And then getting people to understand as well, and I talk about this, is so we're responsible. We have to take some form of responsibility in terms of, you know, whenever you get the realization or the understanding or acknowledgement of, yes, this does not define me, this has happened. And then my hope for the world then is that whenever people do realize that straight away there's support for them. And that's why I talk about mental health. So this book, straight away someone could lift this book and go, right, this is what's been going on, what can I do about it? So whether it's to write the nuggets of wisdom that I've put in it, or somebody's journey, to get people to understand that that's what you need to do to even take the first step, or to keep you going, and then move forward from there. Have it accessible in the moment of need.
What a powerful conversation. Oh, I know everybody has loved getting to know Sharon and Geraldine so much. And thank you so much for popping in and joining us. We really are grateful, ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, and have an incredible rest of your day, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Emma, wow. Hey,
I know.
It is
I know. And even the other night, whenever we were all together and people read, like, you know, a paragraph out of the book, whatever, the energy around just knowing the right people are in the book for the right reasons to support people and really create that understanding around mental wealth. Try to change it a bit and don't have it, you know, reduce the stigma around mental health. And start talking about, you know, understanding it and taking responsibility and getting support in the moment. It's huge.
Oh, it's absolutely. And not being afraid to allow yourself permission. You know, you've got the answer within, I need some support. So then reach out and to the right people. And it will change your life. And then it will ripple and change other people's lives. Because if you help yourself, you want to help others as well.
And the ripple effect, that's huge as well. You know, you're showing up your best self. So then you can be your best self for others.
And I'm just happy dancing because although I wasn't there at the launch the other day, I was with you a few weeks ago in London, and we got to share this book together whenever it arrived. It was such a special moment.
That's a month ago today.
Oh, now would you have even like that timing, you know, divine timing. Oh my goodness.
It was a month ago today, yeah.
It really feels like 2 weeks ago. So much.
So you were there in the moment when the book was opened and we were standing in that hotel in London.
And we've got the photographs to prove it. They're all full of lots of wonderful energy.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was
We'll
brilliant.
share some of those in the comments. But thank you, everybody. We've had lots of wonderful comments, and we've also had a lot of people watching. So thank you for joining us. Today we are really grateful. Go and grab your copy online or at KMD Books. Look, and watch out for our #1 date, because we're going to do that next week. Okay, so help us get this book to #1.
Help us get to #1 into the hands of the people that need it.
Into the hands of, what a wonderful gift this book will be.
Yeah.
Whenever you don't know what to say to someone, gift, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, it's a gorgeous book.
Definitely.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Bye.